The UK's new government must act fast to regulate and retain crypto firms, but the victorious Labour Party has taken no stance on digital assets. And so in this video, we're going to look at why this needs to change quickly. Today's episode is sponsored by Cake Wallet, where you can send, receive, and even exchange your crypto right from within the wallet. Cake Wallet is open source and non-custodial, so you control your own private keys. Available today on iOS, macOS, Android, and Linux. And StealthEX, a privacy-centric crypto exchange which enables you to make crypto-to-crypto exchanges anonymously. Hi everybody, and welcome again to another episode of Enter Crypto with me, Chris Kenyon. I hope you're all well. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Labour. They published a couple of weeks ago their manifesto. Now, they won the general election a couple of days ago, and so I just want to talk about some of the points that this manifesto has in it. And basically, they don't have any reference or contain any references whatsoever to digital assets or anything to do with crypto. So as always, guys, let's just jump straight into this article, give it a quick read through, see what we're talking about, then we can analyse it and comment after. So Labour published its manifesto 2 weeks ago, and there were no references to digital assets or anything adjacent. More surprisingly, there was no reference to financial services entirely. We can only assume Labour has not developed a position on crypto and blockchain tech, but this will need to change quickly. Fortunately, there are some areas where Labour could quickly make positive impacts without having to commit huge amounts of time or resources. Finalising regulation on stablecoins. In order for regulators to consult on rules, the next government must lay the final legislative instrument to bring stablecoins within the regulatory perimeter, and based on previous promises that this would be done by the summer, the legislation is likely ready and waiting. The incoming Labour government needs to rely on its Treasury policy experts and pass this legislation. We've also got regulatory clarity on staking. Again, this is an area where the industry has been promised clarity, as staking is a fundamental activity which ensures the continued security and evolution of blockchain networks. Where and how it might be captured by financial services regulation is crucial to understanding and getting it right. And lastly, guidance on financial promotions. The so-called FinProm rules have been effective for 6 months, and the territorial breadth combined with rigorous specificity is creating regulatory daisy chains across the industry. As firms with debatable relevance fall under its purview, it's time to review the original policy intention and give the industry clarity on what is and isn't in scope. The digital assets ecosystem isn't going away. Regulators globally understand that to maintain a competitive market, they must embrace Web3 and crypto assets and introduce robust but proportionate regulatory regimes to manage the new reality. Without swift and decisive action from the new government, the UK will fall from a global leader in innovation to a fast follower behind jurisdictions like the EU and Southeast Asia, where regulatory regimes are in place. Such concessions are hard, perhaps impossible to claw back. So implementing a robust regulatory framework for digital assets and also obviously crypto within the UK will have a significant impact on me and you and all the crypto users within the UK. And these effects are going to be seen in terms of security, market confidence, innovation, and user experience for us when we're buying and selling crypto. So I just want to take a detailed look at how each of these policy recommendations are actually going to affect us, the average user. So let's look at point 1. That's finalising regulation on stablecoins. That's the first point that this article talks about. Now, if they can get this and they can, nail it, we'll get increased trust and stability, because if stablecoins do get regulated, we've got a digital pound on Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, whichever network you prefer, Solana. With these stablecoins regulated, users will be able to trust that these digital assets are actually backed by adequate reserves, which is something a lot of people might not think about, and that they're actually subject to rigorous oversight. As you can imagine, this is going to reduce the risk of any sort of sudden devaluation or collapse. And if it does collapse, the creator of that particular coin is going to be in trouble. So there's an incentive there to not, to make good software. What regulation will also do, or in specifically regulatory frameworks, is that it will require, I would imagine, stablecoin issuers to provide regular audits and disclosures, just like the traditional the legacy system that we've got right now. So this will obviously enhance transparency, and with transparency comes confidence, user confidence. And when done well, this should all lead to, basically improved consumer or improved customer protection, meaning that users will benefit from enhanced consumer protection measures, such as, the safeguards against fraud or, misuse. It'll include mechanisms for recourse in the event of issues with stablecoin transactions. So if your transaction doesn't go through, just like with a bank, or if you send it to the wrong bank account, you can contact your bank, you can get them to reverse it or get them to refund it, or deposits are insured and all this type of thing. And I know that in crypto we have a culture of, this be your own bank. We don't want to get involved with the legacy financial system and TradFi. But the fact is that regulation is coming. And stable coins are, I see anyway, the gateway, sort of like a gateway drug to Bitcoin. Because people are going to find it much easier, the general public are going to find it much easier to use something that's that they already understand, like a coin that's worth £1, a digital asset that's worth £1, than it is for them to use a Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's almost infinitely divisible. It's just going to be much easier to onboard people. And then after that, once they've got used to using crypto in the form of stable coins, it's going to be much easier to then get them to look at Bitcoin and Monero and Ethereum and other things, So once we've got people onto stable coins, and the stable coins are definitely going to be regulated, users are going to find it easier then to make payments, remittances, stuff like that, sending money home, savings. And so this sort of mainstream adoption will likely provide more opportunities then for the rest of the digital assets that we really want to, that we love about crypto, your Moneros, your Bitcoins, your Ethereum, for more practical real world scenarios. Now, the second point in the article is about providing regulatory clarity on staking. And again, this is all a big if, because we don't actually know Labour's position on crypto. We don't know their stance. So giving everybody, regulatory clarity on staking is going to give, basically, clear regulations are going to give users confidence that their staking activities, and for anyone who doesn't know, staking is a bit like yield or interest, where you put your crypto assets to work effectively to secure the network, and the network rewards you by paying you a percentage, and each network's got a different percentage, and it's a kind of like passive income, really. And so really, I think a lot of people want to know that whether staking activities are compliant with the law. If we can get that nailed, it'll reduce uncertainty, and actually it'll encourage more people to participate in staking, I think. Because once people know the regulatory stance of Labour, will on staking particularly, users will be able to make more informed decisions about where and how to stake their crypto or their assets. And as part of this, we may even, they may even include guidelines for fair practices, security measures, with particularly like staking pools, say for example, which would, again, I'm speculating, I'm just making this up, but it would ensure that users' funds, for example, are protected, and so that your staking rewards, and they'll make sure that your staking rewards are distributed fairly. And so that leads us on to the last point, of the third point, which is reviewing and providing guidance on financial promotions, otherwise known as FinProm. And really the whole idea of this is to provide clearer information for us and to reduce any sort of misleading promotions and things like that. So, if we can get that clear, some clear guidelines on this, on basically what constitutes as a financial promotion, then we're going to be much less likely to encounter any sort of misleading or fraudulent advertisements that are related to crypto. And obviously, if we're not being misled, or if companies are breaking the law, if they try to mislead us, then we'll be able to make better informed decisions. If we get the correct information about which products we want to buy, which services we want to trust. And so the idea is that with this transparency, it'll ensure that users understand the risks as well as the rewards. We all understand the rewards, but we don't always understand the risks, and that's how we can get ourselves into trouble as investors. And so if we understand both and we're getting all the correct information, we're able to make more responsible develop more responsible investment behaviours, shall we say. And what this will also do is it'll kind of weed out all the bad actors in the industry, or the idea behind it is that it should do this anyway. So it'll provide, or it should provide, a safer environment for us, less likely of us being scammed. So some regulation can be a good thing, intelligent regulation can be a good thing. We don't want lazy regulation. We don't want them to, we want it quick, but we want it to be thought through, and we want to be consulted as well. The crypto community should be involved in this. Because at the end of the day, it's us that are going to have to follow the rules. So hopefully if they get this right, then it has the potential to significantly enhance the user experience for everybody in the UK. So until we get more notice from Labour, we're just going to have to hope that they get on with this and are smart about it, basically. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell for all future updates. And I'll see you all on Monday. Take care.